What's going on, everybody? The Big Sauce here at my homepage deal. I told you I was gonna do a tier list, and this is, of course, by the title and thumbnail, and what you're seeing right now is the Resident Evil games tier list. Um, I went ahead and just looked up, see if there was any good ones, and they had a recent one that they made. It was all the games so far, including the Resident Evil 4 remake. And then, as you can tell by the page I have open, I don't want to hit anything else. Okay. The page I have open, or the other tab, is the Resident Evil 4 guns, and I'm gonna do that one next. But before we get started, I looked up editing software, and of course, Canva Pro popped up, and this other one popped up called Wondershare, Filmora. I wanted to give that one a shot, and so far, looking at it, it doesn't seem that bad, and the pricing's on it. The price is also pretty good. For a year, I can subscribe to it and get, of course, all the benefits, bonuses, whatever that it comes with, in the subscription for about $50. That's honestly not that bad. So my plan is I'm gonna try it because it says I get like I can get like a week free or something. So I'm gonna try it, and if all goes well, y'all will see a regular video, not a stream, a video uploaded tomorrow. Because I will like play on my own for a little bit tonight just to figure out how I want to do things. But I'm gonna try it and see if it works. If it does work, then I'll probably start doing my recording sessions and stop doing less of like these streams, because y'all would probably like to see this but crunched up, and not like, 5 minutes of silence or me struggling for like half an hour. But let's get on with the tier list. So it's a Resident Evil Games 2023 tier list maker. Rank most, if not all, the games of the Resident Evil Biohazard series, including the most released title, Resident Evil 4. I did throw up a lot of mucus. I was checking out the other tier list on here, and there was a lot of like straight up video games series. There was Mario, Zelda. They had a lot of lists on here. I never came on tier maker, and there's a lot on here. Credit to Capcom for the images and for making these wonderful games. So let's start off. So we got S plus, which I'm just gonna change to S, A, B, C, and we'll go to never play ever. And C will go to played once, not completed. B will be, I want to change these all to fit myself. They completed, not spelled right. Oh, they want a period at the end. Yeah, your grammar. The middle will be solid. A will be replayable. Enjoyable. I should have changed this beforehand. And S tier will be why? Oh, I should have just left it. I can't even spell anymore. Stars. Okay. Now we can get on with it. So Code Veronica. I've never completed this game all the way through. It was pretty enjoyable at most parts because you get to play as Claire Redfield and halfway through the game you can play as Chris. But what I've heard is that there's a point in the helicopter where you're fighting the tyrant. They could soft lock your game if you forget a specific item, because you can I think you can forget it and the game won't tell you. Uh the zombies and everything, gun controls not that bad. Steve was cool, annoying. Um yeah, it's you know, it's like any other old Resident Evil game. It's clunky. The atmosphere is actually really cool. The island I like. Uh so this will be the played once, not completed. I do want to get the platinum trophy for it, so that means I have to complete it. I mean, that's all I could say about it. It's about Lexford Ashford and his family cross dressing. I mean, I know it has a lovable fan base. People wanted this game remade instead of Resident Evil 4, but as you can tell, that didn't happen. But it'll stay there. Played once, not completed. Resident Evil Mercenaries 3D. Never play ever. It's literally the Mercenaries on the 3DS, and that's it. And I think there's like not even that many characters or stages to play. I own a 3DS, but I never wanted to buy this because just load up Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 4, and boom, you got Mercenaries. Now the next one, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Honestly, I think it's solid. I don't care what y'all say. I actually like this game. It's not enjoyable. It's frustrating and it sucks at most of the time. But I actually liked it. Playing it on my PS3. Actually, do I have it? Hold on. I think I do have it. I have it. Yeah, it's right here. I have all the rest. Yeah, I'm gonna get the other ones just since I'm down here. I'm down here. This is most of them. The other ones I have them in my box over here. Okay, I do have most, and the rest are digital. But I do have Operation Raccoon City. Yeah, I can probably see it. All roads lead to hell. One player, network player 2 to 8. 7.2 megabytes required a hard drive space. HD video output 720p. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I had it on PS3 and I actually enjoyed it. I completed, I think, like 4 runs of this game, and I honestly enjoyed it. I like playing as the hunk knockoff this guy because he can cloak himself. The shotgun one was pretty cool too, and then I played as, I think it was this girl, the one with the mask. She's a Russian, I think. I honestly don't remember, but it was pretty good. It was more of an online experience, and it's not canon because one of the endings is you can kill, because there's 2 different endings, kill or save. You can kill Leon and them or save them and betray Umbrella, and at the end you have to fight the other half of your team, because for some reason. But it's actually not that bad. I liked it. I mean, you can fight Mr. X, zombies, hunters. You fight Nemesis at one point. It's pretty good. I actually like it. Next up, Resident Evil: The Darkside Chronicles. Enjoyable, very enjoyable game. Sorry. Resident Evil: Darkside Chronicles, very enjoyable. This is a Wii rail shooter. I had it, but I lost literally my whole box of Wii console and Xbox, not Xbox, GameCube games. I had one big box and it's gone. Literally the only games I had left: Mario Sunshine, Pac-Man World 2 and 3. There's only like 2 of the Wii games, but literally, like, I had this game, and this game was so much fun on the Wii, because that's what it's made for. Because the Wii's motion controllers makes it easier to do. You can play it on PlayStation, but it sucks because you literally have to use the joystick. And who wants to aim with this? You know. Oh, my controller's charged. I gotta unplug it. I didn't even unplug it from yesterday. It takes place of before Resident Evil 4. Leon and Jack Krauser go through their Operation Javier, and you can see how Krauser became to be, and then leading up to the events of Resident Evil 4. But other than that, it has a side story of Resident Evil 2. So if you never played Resident Evil 2, it has like a collage of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica. It's a pretty good game. I really do like it. Next up, Resident Evil 4. Say less. OG Resident Evil 4, because it's not the remake, right? Yeah, there's a remake. OG Resident Evil 4 is the best. Even playing the remake, I still love the original. I love the clunky controls. The guns are way better. And yes, there's less action, like the parrying and stuff, but honestly, it still carried it. The music just fits with it. Even playing the remake, I had to put, you know, the original music on because it just felt so much better. This one will still always be my personal favorite. I had the disc somewhere, but I have it on disc for PS4 and digital. Nothing else to say about it. Amazing game. Resident Evil 7, solid. Me personally, I don't like Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 is goop monsters. I guess that's it. It's a goop. This is Ethan's first adventure, and I really don't like it. I played it a couple times, but even then, nothing special. You know, Ethan's kind of like this stay-at-home dad, and he has to go find his wife, and then he gets thrown into the mix of, you know, creatures and all that evil. And of course, he has no training or nothing. He's not like Leon, you know, roundhouse kicking everybody, suplexing. He just finds weapons and has to use them. And the only monsters are tall molded, the crawly molded, fat molded, and then the bosses. Oh, and then like bees and stuff. But it was good. From 6, and then the break they did afterwards, and then they came back with 7. It did bring back the roots of Resident Evil. Like, this is a survival game, you know, it's not this action shooter. So they did good on that. I don't really like 7. It's not because of Ethan or like me and all them. They're all right. It's just I don't know. I just can't see myself. Time to play some Resident Evil 7, you know. Resident Evil Revelations. Actually, I have this one on the 3DS, and that I do have. But I don't want to go and grab it because do I gotta go grab it? No, I don't want to. Let me go grab it. I'll be right back. You know what? Yeah, I could stare at this. I'll be back. Just in case y'all don't believe me, I got proof. I got proof. Okay, just in case y'all don't believe me, I got proof. So what are we on? Revelations. Just because y'all probably don't believe me, and honestly, we're not gonna have time to get to the guns, which we'll probably have to do in a separate one, because I'm gonna do a lot of explaining. Okay, so Resident Evil Revelations I have for the 3DS. An abandoned cruise ship holds the secrets to a global bioterrorism conspiracy with evil creeping in every shadow. The truth will resurface. And yes, this is the copy that's spelled correctly. I wasn't one of the ones to get the lucky misspelled one. Resident Evil Revelations for the 3DS. This one right here was my favorite. I took it on the go. I took it everywhere. Put them on the ground. It was heavily inspired by the dramas, TV dramas, because every chapter that would end, it ended with "to be continued," and then when you restart or when you start the next chapter, it's like "last time on Resident Evil Revelations," and then it did like a break, and then it started playing cutscenes from the last chapter, and then it started back up, and it was good. It was a little grainy on the 3DS. Now I did download it for PS4 and played a little bit, but most of my game time is on that 3DS game. You played as Jill and her partner. I don't remember his name. Parker's his name. I was thinking of Helena Harper. No, Parker's his name. You play as him, Jill, with him as your partner, going about the cruise ship to find Chris. And then after that, you play as Chris with his partner. I don't remember her name. And then you play as another two group of guys. You play as so many different characters in this game. And then it all ties in at the end back as Jill. And then it has mercenaries. It has challenges. It has all the weapons. You have a gun to scan your surroundings to get clues and to build up your percentage for a health item. Really good. I really did enjoy it. That's one of the ones I still need a platinum. Now, Resident Evil 4 Remake. It is gonna be up top because it did take a lot of what the original had and made it better. I did love the pairing system. I loved seeing the merchant again and doing quests for him. That was awesome. Enemies, Ganados, wolves, the El Gigante, the bosses, everybody looks great in this new quality. The guns suck. Not repairing your knife on the spot sucks. And I don't like I don't like the cosmetics, the cat ears and all. I really don't like those. I don't know, that's just me. But overall, it was like the characters actually is really better, way better in this one than the original. A lot of the areas look nicer. It was a new experience for me. I really did enjoy it. But my favorite still has to be the original. I don't care. I can load up this one anytime to play. Doesn't matter. I've beaten this one probably like 15 or so more times. If only it had a platinum. If only the original had a platinum. Resident Evil Survivor. I've never played. But it's not the never play ever. Like, those are booty cheeks. I know Resident Evil Survivor was like a... Was it a Game Boy Color? I don't remember. But it's probably one of those Resident Evil games that you'll probably play once and you'll never ever touch it again. I don't know. I don't know nothing about Survivor. Village. Enjoyable. Resident Evil Village was was pretty unique. Uh, with Ethan Winters coming back and saving his daughter. Um, it was a good continuation after 7. But everything it showed Chris as like the villain, but in the end, it's just he was just trying to help, and he's the alpha, so that's why he's like, oh my god. When this came out, we're like, is Chris infected? Oh my god, what? And then we played it, we're like, oh, makes sense. Very good. I really did enjoy it. The only thing that sucked about it was mercenaries. Mercenaries in Village sucks so much. Resident Evil Outbreak. I've never played it. Oh, let me add this. Resident Evil Outbreak I never played. I've heard that it's a lot of people's favorites. They wanted it to come back because it's a multiplayer experience with like actual survivors. Dust. Okay, I think we're back on. I hit the goddamn camera. So I got punched in the face. I just deactivated my camera. Okay. I told you I need to buy another cord. Or I need to put the PC up top, which ain't gonna happen because it's not gonna fit. I need to move this because I hit it so often and it messes up everything. I just need a new USB. That's all I know about Outbreak. It's about the actual survivors, actual humans, and then like one police officer named Kevin. And you could pick one, and then you just got to get out. Gaiden, never play ever. It's not canon because Leon supposedly is dead in this one. I don't know. Reverse, never played. It's a big online of all Resident Evil. You could play as anybody, zombie or human. It was included with the, was it Village? Was it included with pre-order? I don't know if anyone plays this, but I will never play it because I don't like online games, especially a Resident Evil. It makes no sense why. I don't know. I didn't even play the Mastermind one. Resistance, there it is. I never played this one because I don't, no sense. I don't like it. Just stick to regular single player horror games. OG Resident Evil. I have never played OG Resident Evil. This one go up here. We'll do this. Okay. OG Resident Evil, never played. If I do end up getting my hands on a PlayStation 1, I will buy it, or I'll try to hunt it down so I can play it. But it plays literally as this one right here. So I'll talk about that when I get to this one. But Resident Evil Remake. This one was my favorite. And I honestly wanted to boot it up again. But I completed it 100% on PlayStation. Invisible Zombie Mode, the bomb in the mansion. I did all that on PlayStation. But my first time was the Wii. Resident Evil Archives. Resident Evil. Survive the origin of horror. Battle against putrid zombies, infected dogs, and huge gigantic beasts. Solve dangerous, intricate puzzles and uncover terrifying secrets. Play as stars operative Jill Valentine or Chris Redfield. For sale, retail, and use only in the USA, Canada, Mexico, and Latin America. Licensed by Nintendo. I grew up with this one. Resident Evil Archives. The Resident Evil Remake. This one is amazing. It changed literally everything about the original. They changed the layout of the mansion's look. They changed everything of the mansion and reimagined it. More puzzles. Everything has great textures. You can explore a whole lot more. The music is just an amazing game. And I don't even know where I bought it at, honestly. I think I got it at GameStop. I know Resident Evil 4, OG Resident Evil 4. I had it on the Wii, and I don't have that game. But I bought that one at GameStop. Original Resident Evil. I don't remember if I bought it at GameStop or I bought it at like some like game exchange or something. But this one, I always come home from school, and after I did all my homework, I loaded up Resident Evil to play, and I remember being as Jill. I think I had struggled a lot as Chris. I don't think I've ever beat it as Chris. But now that I played on the PlayStation 4, I've beaten everything. Unlocked all the weapons, the infinite launcher, the customizable samurai edge, everything. Like online servers even up and running anymore. OG Resident Evil 2. I played barely. Because when I had my PlayStation 3, a lot of story times in this, a lot of story times. When I played my PlayStation 3 back in the day, the person we bought it from had Resident Evil 2 installed on it, and I played a little bit of it, and then I never got back around to it. But when I did want to play it again, I booted up the PlayStation 3 and it was gone, and I didn't know what happened to it. The whole file, the everything was just gone. And I went to go, because you would go to games, and then you had your games from what was inside the disc, and then like your downloaded stuff. And then when I scrolled all the way down, it was down there, Resident Evil 2. And then it was just gone. Never got a chance to play it. But this one is what everybody started with. This is everybody's favorite, is what I hear. Every person now, when they were a kid, this is the Resident Evil game they started with. Resident Evil 6 is solid. It is a solid game if you play co-op. If you play single player with the AI partner, it has its perks because they're invincible and they have infinite ammo. They don't gotta worry about nothing. But the AI sucks. The AI is so bad. I'm playing it right now, trying to get all the trophies for it, and the AI barely does anything. I get down and I'm mashing circles so they can come revive me, and then they just stare at me, and then they just start shooting every zombie around them. I'm like, revive me, please, and then they won't, and I die, and I get so frustrated. But when I played with friends and my siblings, it was a fun experience. Mercenaries I did not play, but that's one that I heard that really like carried this game on its back. It was the Mercenaries mode. But you can play as Leon and Helena, Sherry and Jake, and then Chris and Piers. What's a canon in love? But it was a great game. 4 campaigns, because Ada has her own separate one. 4 campaigns, and it's supposed to appeal to every demographic, because Leon and Helena are zombies, your classic survival horror. Chris and Pierce is the Call of Duty action. Jake and Sherry is the Nemesis type chase. And then Ada is like the stealth lone wolf style. So it appeals to everybody, but it sold a lot. This game sold so many copies, and it was one of the highest selling Resident Evil games, but it sucked. The reviews on it were so bad. Next one, Resident Evil Deadly Silence for the Nintendo DS. Yes, I played this game so much as a child. This game right here is amazing. Experience the horror of Raccoon City as heroes Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine try to survive a mansion filled with flesh-hungry zombies, giant spiders, horrific amphibious creatures, mutant dogs, and worse. Now the survival horror classic Resident Evil debuts with feature exclusive to the Nintendo DS system. In the classic mode and rebirth mode, classic is the original Resident Evil, and rebirth is a new high-octane action-intensive game. And then multiplayer has you could play with other DS consoles with this game, and I only owned 1 copy, so I was never able to play Never is able to play multiplayer. But look, Jill's using dual pistols on the box cover and has the official Nintendo seal on the back. I grew up with that game. Every time we went out, every time we did anything. Did it go out again? Bruh. Okay, we're good. I didn't. Where my frames at? I'm dropping frames like crazy for some reason. Okay. I think the Wi-Fi is probably gonna go out. The Wi-Fi wasn't working at all in the morning, so that's why I was just so late to get up on here. But Resident Evil Deadly Silence, amazing. I really love this game. As a little kid running around my little DS, I played as Jill, and when you hold the DS, the top screen is, I think you could switch them, but the top screen is your actual gameplay, and the bottom screen is your items. Was it the map? No, I think it was items. Like you could see your gun, health, your first aids, magazines, your status on the bottom screen, and then it was just like Resident Evil. It was the same, the pixelated style, and the layouts and everything were the same. It was just portable, and that's what was so cool about it. And then I did beat this one a couple times as Jill only, because I can't do Chris for some reason when I was a kid. But this one was so good. I loved it so much. I do have my, I don't know if they're backwards compatible, I don't remember, but I do have a 2DS. I don't remember if that's backwards compatible. If that is, I will load it up. It's not charged, so otherwise I would pull it out. Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles. This one was enjoyable, but it was so short. It'll be solid. In my opinion, it is. I'll move them all around. Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles was another rail shooter that they released. I think it was before or after Darkside. I think it was before Darkside. This is the first one they released. And this one had 3 campaigns, with the 4th was an alternative. It was a Chris and Jill campaign where they go to Antarctica to stop the whoever it was, I forgot what his name was, a Russian dude. But you could play in the Umbrella Chronicles, you could play Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 0. You can play those 3 Resident Evil games as a small little portion, you know, a little bit of it. A summary, that's the word I was looking for. A summary of those games. But they're short. They're only 3 sections, and then that's it. So if you wanted, that one was also enjoyable, but I preferred the Darkside Chronicles. It did have a killer soundtrack, and I was able to play the summary of Resident Evil 3 because I never had a chance to play it. And speaking of Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, never played. This is the one that scared everybody back in the day. Oh god. It's getting worse. This one scared everybody back in the day because of Nemesis chasing you down literally everywhere you go. Your main character is Jill. They did remake it, but people said that the remake was literally like botched. They cut areas, they didn't add certain elements. But we'll get to that when we get to it. I do want to play it, so if I can get my hands, I'm telling you, if I can get my hands on a PlayStation, and I'll hunt this down to play, because I do want to play it. I don't want to rely on an emulator. I'll see if I can get my hands on one. Resident Evil Dead Aim. This one was a little, how do you explain it? It was Resident Evil, but instead of just your character aiming, you aimed and you literally fired in first person. It was a cool thing. I never played it, but this is one of the ones I really do want to try. And I didn't remember the main dude's name, but you're like also like on a cruise ship. Pretty weird. Next, Resident Evil 0. You can go there. Resident Evil 0. It's the bane of my existence. I hate this game so much. Not because of the characters. I love Rebecca to death. She's my favorite Resident Evil character. Billy's alright, but it's just the overall gameplay of this game. It's such a short game, but there's no item boxes. This game was on GameCube, and I think they had a combination on the Wii of Resident Evil 1 and 0. But I had this game on GameCube. There's no item boxes, so if you run out of space, you have to drop items and pick them up later. I think there's a you could soft lock yourself if you forget to pick up an item, the hook shot, I think. It's very, very hard and unforgiving. Your characters is controlled literally by one controller. One is with the stick, and then one is with the C stick. And then you have to switch between them when you want to do certain puzzles. Rebecca can't reach it. Oh, you gotta be his Billy. But then, oh my god, Rebecca's getting hit. You gotta switch to Rebecca, fight him off, then go back. This was a disaster. I hated this game. Love the characters. I hated this game. I need 100% it on PlayStation 4. But god, I don't want to play that game. Resistance, never play. It's they added Jill and Wesker. Did they add Claire? I don't remember. But then they added Mr. X. It's an online multiplayer Resident Evil game where one person takes as the mastermind and they're the killer. And then you gotta escape the levels of the facility to get out. Never played it, never wanted to try it. Resident Evil 2. I had somewhere. Oh, I was gonna show y'all. But I did play Resident Evil 7 on VR, and that was an enjoyable experience. I really did like that. But overall, I played it on PlayStation 4. I skipped a bunch of games, I'm sorry. But now we're on the topic of Resident Evil 2. It's covered in dust. Y'all can probably see it, but there's no hope left. Resident Evil 6, I played on the PS3. 1 to 2 players. Online is 2 to 4. 8 megabytes. Required hard drive space. HD output 480 by 720p. And Resident Evil Damnation was the movie that they were promoting. But I played that on PS3. And then when I got the PS4, I bought it on PS4, and that's when I started playing that. But Resident Evil 2, I bought a disc for some reason. I didn't buy digital because I think I was like iffy when I had my PlayStation 4 and buying digital games. 1 player, 25 gigabytes, PS4 Pro Enhanced, and I bought this and played it on my Pro. And I agreed with this one for winning Game of the Year. It was very enjoyable. For someone who didn't play Resident Evil 2, this one was really, really good. It had, of course, improved graphics. I think they kept everything semi-faithful to the original. It's a fairly easy game to learn how to speedrun because of it introduced the timer like for S rank, A rank, and all that stuff, and getting the infinite weapons based on your rank. It was fairly easy to get, like sub 2 hours and all that. You can play as Leon, Claire, Leon A and B, Claire A and B. But the thing that I heard separated it from the original is the original, if you played on A, the B scenario for the other characters completely changed. But this one, it's literally A and A is the same, B and B is like a little different, but they just changed like what character interacts with what. That's literally it. But overall, it was a really, really great game. I enjoyed it. I keep hitting the cord. I keep hitting the cord. Umbrella Corps. Never play. It's basically a Resident Evil Call of Duty. You're playing as soldiers of Umbrella fighting zombies. That's the sum of it. Uh Resident Evil 5. Now this game, I have both Resident Evil 4, for the PS4 and then for the PS3. I have both copies of the game. I grew up playing this one, and then I finished it on this one. And on top of it all, I have it on digital. So I have 3 copies of Resident Evil 5. 1 to 2 players, network players 2, 5 gigabytes. 1 to 2, 17 gigabytes. DualShock 3, 720p. This one is the 20th anniversary. Should be the same. It's not the gold edition, but I grew up with the PS3 version of Resident Evil 5. And that's where I spent most of my time enjoying that game, because I played literally with everybody on that game. Played multiplayer, I played with my family, everything was on that game. And a lot of people hate it. A lot of people hate it. And I hate Sheva. I really do. Her AI is so bad. I'm dying. She'll take forever to revive me. If I get hit and lose a smidge of health, she'll run to me like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Officer Earl, and spray me down with a first aid. It's ridiculous. And Chris is a steroid user, but Wesker's back. The guns were awesome. The alternate costumes are pretty funny. Jill with blonde hair for some reason, controlled by a robot. 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I have to spare. Wesker's awesome. It's a fun time with multiplayer. But single player, God, I hate this game. It is very enjoyable. I really love Resident Evil 5. I really, really do. Pretty much it. I did platinum it, and professional mode is ridiculous. One hit is 90% of your health, and if you get hit and are into the dying state, you have half a second to get revived. It's ridiculous, and I struggled so much. But it's still so many memories of that game. It's Resident Evil 3, enjoyable. I'll probably mix these around. I'll mix these around at the end. This is what's like close to entering the next tier. Resident Evil 3, since I never played the original, this was a good introduction. And it started off strong. The way it started off, Nemesis busting in the house, Jill running for her life, then running into Brad and getting, out of there. It was amazing. It was a crazy start. It builds you up real quick, like, oh my gosh, like I gotta go. I will die. And then after a while it starts to like calm down a little bit. And then Nemesis pops back up and you're like, whoa. And then you escape and it calms down a little bit, Nemesis comes back. Oh my god. Calms down. Then you fight Nemesis and then he mutates and it's like, oh my gosh. and then you play as Carlos, and then you chill. Then you go back as chill, and then it goes back. Oh my god! And then you go towards the end of the game, and that's it. So Nemesis wasn't a big threat in this game like the original. The original, he busted in through windows. He chased you inside of a room. He chased you inside of the safe room. He chased you everywhere. Even as Carlos, because you played as Carlos in the original. Even as Carlos, he chased you. But in the remake, it didn't do as good. And honestly, you could beat it like sub like hour and a half. You know, really short game. And they cut content on this game. They didn't do Nemesis. I've seen images of Nemesis, you know, without his top half of his cloak with like the tentacles coming out. It was instantly Nemesis to a dog and then to the glob monster. Perfect dodging was awesome in this game. Guns were cool. Inferno mode sucked because Nemesis's final form can win and kill you. I tried to do an Inferno no save and literally died at Nemesis because he slapped me and I died. That wasn't fun. But it was enjoyable. After I got the platinum, I never picked it up again. Resident Evil Revelations 2. I played on PlayStation 4. Evil is watching. 24 gigabytes, 1 to 2 players. And you could do a PS4 remote play on this game. Really enjoyable. I did like it. I played a lot of the mercenaries mode where you would go into different levels and make it to the end. That was very enjoyable. Resident Evil Revelations had it, but this one had it better because you could play as so many different characters. Hunk, Wesker, you could play as OG Wesker, you could play as everybody. It was so cool. It was very enjoyable. The story though is the same as Revelations. They took a lot from, not as much, but it still has like the last time Resident Evil, and it was Claire and Moira, Barry's daughter, then Barry and a little girl who's important to the story. I just don't remember her name. I really don't remember her name. I don't remember her name. But it was fun. I have not platinum it, and I only beat it once. And I forgot all about it because I told you I played the mercenaries. Any of these I want to change. Never play ever. That's staying. Never played. Not completed any of these. I do want to play the OG trilogy on the original consoles themselves. And then of course I need to complete Veronica. Solid games. I'll probably move 7 up front of Revelation or Operation. Operations will be last. Yeah, solid. Enjoyable. Yeah, Resident Evil 5 staying. Village will be there. 3, Darkside, Revelations 1 and 2. And then of course Stars. Special Tactics and Rescue Squad. That's what it means, by the way, if y'all didn't know that. Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Remake. Yeah, we'll do that. Well, that is my tier list. These are the games that I found the most enjoyable, that I had most of my memories with, spent most of my childhood with, and the ones I can't escape my mind. I'm looking at you, Operation Raccoon City. But it was this is very, very, very cool. I want to do more tier lists. I did have the tab open of the Resident Evil guns, but I wasn't gonna have enough time for that because this has gone long enough. I would do more tier lists in the future because I do want to do like Mario games. I do want to do video game franchises in general, like Halo, Zelda, Metroid, Call of Duty, you know, all that. Mega Man's. Oh, Mega Man would be a good one too. Yeah, I'm gonna look and see. I do want to do a tier list. More tier lists because that would be pretty cool. But that's it. Hope y'all guys enjoyed this little tier list. I will record, do sessions, and try that out. See how they fare. Because I want to get back in that habit of me spending a good amount of time recording on my off days of work. Um, and then when I do have to work, I can. Oh, it's edited. Let me schedule this upload for 7 p.m. or 4 p.m. And then while I'm sleeping or while I'm heading off to work, a video will be uploaded so y'all can watch. We'll try it out, and if it works, then I guess that's what I'll keep doing. So let's hope for the best.